back. This is Rocknrollsailor, the second part of the audio version of Tugboat. Hope you enjoy it. Painting is taking an empty space, a blank or black canvas, a brick wall, filling it with visible feelings conjured up from inner depths and outer space. Personal outer space that begins at your fingertips and is full of creatures, colors, voices in the wind, and acid in the rain. See more, experience deeper, realize fuller what is this existence, this constant flow of creation and destruction, this life on earth, and yet often those that do are ostracized, set aside till all too often they succumb to a breakdown amidst the folly of beauty and a frenzy of fear. We have no vocabulary for these experiences. They didn't pop up in elementary school, and we don't learn how to give the information we derive from beyond our senses five a place in our system, our maladies, our deadbeat routines, our day-to-day consciousness. And yet our coarser and finer senses are the channels through which we connect to everybody, everything, every vibe, every feel, every creature, every cell, every frequency, every atom on earth as in the universe. The same undefinable stirring in your gut as butterflies in your belly. The same reason you inadvertently dodge a ghost driver or a silly rabbit, or softly grab your yet unknown lover by the hand. That breath of relief when sleep carries you beyond Morpheus' cloak with its echoes lingering warmly in the smile of safe and tender awakening hours later. We're so far from full awareness, full understanding, total conscious relaxation, perfect laziness, humble pride, divine sexual ecstasy. So far away from ourselves, from a personal being, fully human. So far from within. So very without. Give any species too much rope and they'll hang themselves. A species that starts hyperbolically, incrementally, exponentially sending other species to and over the brink of extinction is doomed and deemed to go the same way. So how much rope is too much? Is telling yourself you have total dominion over the world in an age which we now refer to as dark and stagnant, and where diseases were still demons and bad witchcraft which did it, rather than the natural effect of cattle, dogs, rats, cats, and people all shitting and pissing in the streets and then pumping up the groundwater for drink and food preparation, laundry, and so forth. Is that handing too much rope to your descendants in the distant future who suddenly start getting so industrious and overzealous in their mechanic, pneumatic, electric, hydraulic, digital assault on this dominion? And guess what? The disease-spreading demon is us now. What we're pumping in and out, in and out, in and out of the earth now has turned toxic beyond medieval cesspools. What and how we create and grow for our own needs, wants, greeds, and creeds happens so rücksichtslos and short-sighted. It's beyond paling and peeling the face straight off humanity's glowing skull to see if this collective being, this species that we make out to be, has actually such a thing as a collective fucking functioning brain in there. Makes me want to bare the chest of the human soul, put my ear to our skeletal ribs, and hope and nigh on despair to detect a heartbeat stirring with compassion. Any beat at all, really. But don't talk to me at the beat of war drums as if they were heartbeats. Nah. I know the drums of war to be the foot stomping of angry children in dire need of chastening, straightening out, and letting cool, no matter how hard they cry, shriek, wail, and wallow. The drums of war are but the noise of toddler tantrums, and we as a species, well, we should by now be expected to have outgrown and dealt with these storms in cups of pee and drool, have surmounted these ripples of self-demonization and the little mirror games that are still popular no matter how often Narcissus drowns, and he always does. What do you call him, Hitler or Stalin or Mao? Or your stiff-backed, shrivel-bald headmaster nag, remember? Well, by now, he sits drooling in a bloated diaper which doesn't leave room for even tiny erections evoked by passing fresh nurses whose underwear leaves a light relief in their tight uniforms. Lights and mirrors, cloaks and daggers, venom and spittoon, straight-faced betrayal, intra-species. Yet when your body turns against you, you die. Organ failure, clogging arteries, thoughts and senses, cramps, stiffening, whooping cough, crumbling, disintegrating bones, brains, lungs, livers, minds, mentalities. Monsters start reappearing that haven't been seen since childhood, though their shadows lay lingering around in every moment like a whiff of fire on the breeze, plucked from the air as you're shagging away in the haystack, sending the blood from your cock to your legs faster than the lazy lizard can lick his pellet. Hiss. Run. Challenge, but we can't run from ourselves. We can only grow wiser or face the consequences. As a species at odds with itself, turning against itself, every organ, nation, community, muscle, sinew, city, full blast firing neuron, every limb and continent, every bioelectric circuit, and all the mesmerizing mass media trying to outdo, outsmart, outsteal, outwit, outrun, outpower, outbullshit each other. How frickin' fuck far do you think that body's gonna go? Run, jump, even bloody simply stand. It's like a total spasmodic, incompetent, incongruent, incontinent, I incapable survival impossibility, and yet that's us as a species. The way we wage war, commerce, social cattle herding, dominance and submission perversions, and all the other pretexts and pretenses we feed ourselves in hubris and flagellation. That is the condition humaine as a species at the moment. And that is precisely why I don't believe in competition, but in an ever-evolving cooperation. Because ask anyone who ever had a seizure or a serious nerve spasm. Remember when you got so fucking drunk you couldn't tell up from down, puke from food, nor pee from beer, and the grossest, fiercest, demonically grinning hangover came creeping out of the woodwork, tapping and scraping it gently, saying, tomorrow your head will feel like this. Agony's the feast's reward, and the detox will be hell. You beast of the feast. And they will tell you, or if you can drag the moment from the mists of memory and the shrapnel of your exploding past, you might remember how ludicrous, futile, whimsical, and forlorn your loss of dominion over the body makes the human. And yet we as a species seem to undermine the fluent movement, balance, understanding, motor, muscle, nervous skills, the dance we could and rather should be dancing to the rhythm of the tides and the spin of the planet. As she carries us through the universe, spinning like a celestial dervish in atomic ecstasy. So far and for all our purpose and intent, as a body of species, the human species, the complete elemental biped, bi-armed, one-headed being human, is not even up on its knees, let alone standing facing our horizon stretched between the one sun close and the many far away. And we claim dominion. We excrete more industrial feces than the average diaper-bursting space toddler that runs around with a Napoleon hat and a phallic Chewy toy it stole from a frickin' dog, smearing it out all over the planet with a big triumphant grin of mindless dominion on our shit-stained face. And yeah, maybe somewhere a parent species is laughing and bellowing at our antics, and maybe it's time we took a long and sustained Narcissus look into the depths of our oceans till we drown and the waters and plastic soup close once more over our sorry ass and this tiny chapter in the history of Earth and its fur dwellers, let alone the universe. As a species, we dream ourselves into existence, continuity, persistence, immortality. Yet we are but one of millions of species, life forms, critters, creatures, undead and yet unborn, upon, within, and being this planet. This rounded space mother with the everlasting curves and the heel spin of a rock and roll ballerina. And our unconscious, unwitting, unwilling, unnerving dreaming is nightmarish to all the other species of dreamers. We're the one in the corner of the dorm who every night freaks the other kids by waking up screaming, lying there twitchy and nervous and mumbling in its sleep. We are the creeps in the dead of night to everything else living on this planet, and we don't even start to see it. let alone acknowledge our behavior as being exactly that, what we call inhuman when acted out within the species human. So how much is too much rope? Are we unknowingly swinging from the noose yet, or do we still have time to learn how to feed our entire human species body and not trample all the flowers and swat all the bees while we're at it? Are we swinging from the noose yet? Is it yet time for all the other species to amass with boo-hoos and nay-hey-yays and sweaty scrotums and steamy cunts waiting around a scaffold which we've erected for ourselves to watch us hang, kick, cry, piss, break, twitch, spasm, and come as the universal curtain drops down like limp eyelids over broken eyes that fail to see? Are we swinging from the noose yet, with no thieves' air pipe halfway down the throat, no doubled rope down the back to hook our heels in and dampen the vertebrae shattering blow, no superhero species to come and whisk us away to the next Eden? No us, no I, no we, just was. Are we swinging from the noose yet? Don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing. There has to be danger for the heroes to come out. A fence around the playground beyond which the toddler has no dominion. A chastising yet forgiving reminder that our growing pains and ails, our shit-slinging and abuse, our tantrums and child emperor fallacies, fantasies, phantasmagoria and speciophobia, our self-loathing and joyous fear. Existence is the minder to that. Plain painfully fucking simple, you fuck up, you die. As a species. You fuck it up for another species, they die, but you'll miss them like a brother, a sister, a limb, a soulmate, and most importantly as a cell, a nerve, an organ, a spine in this greater being which makes up this living planet, teeming with endless variations of life forms that we know simply as planet Earth. This space body Earth, of which we too are but a cell, a microbe, a parasite. I guess you fuck it up for one species too many, and the coughing, vomiting, purging defecation of this greater being Earth will just exorcise you. Your rotting special corpse disappearing, dispersed through outer space like flakes of dust and atoms of relentless dumbfoundedness. Yet it doesn't have to be this Armageddon of stupidity, this inter- and intra-species hostility, this inertia of disbelief, as we set the kitchen curtain on fire and watch the world disappear in a blanket of thickening smoke, with no one on the hilltop to interpret our signals of morbid despair. The hills are hollow with graves of old and forgotten, but for their life songs, melodies lingering in our DNA. Their voices echoing in the ever-changing winds and the creaking, cracking, crackling skulls of madmen, genius, pregnant women, artists, and listening souls. Their dark-aged folly like the stumbling, swaying, knee-jerking stagger of a drunk. A senile, a child barely learning to walk, an infant species, yet unaware of its true surroundings and the all might that lives within it all, testing its relations and correlations by probing, tasting, smelling, ripping, kicking, shredding, hugging, kissing, riding, lying, stealing, dominating, shrieking, laughing, pissing, eating, and spitting on all and everything around, before morosely befuddled passing out into the other dream worlds, only to rise again, looking for a bottle, a tit, or their own face in the mirror of ages, as life lights the far horizon, and the tide starts rolling out. Yet meantime, as an individual, the fun of turning 40 is that you've earned yourself the right to be 18. The heady, unstable wine of youth, ready to be poured from the barrels where it lay aging with experience and wild sugar bewilderment, fermented, ripened, and hopefully drinkable, lest you have a cleaning fetish for the immaculate, afflicting body and brain, in which case the vinegar will fit your mood, taste, and habits just fine and helps chase the mold from your minds and the mushrooms from your genitals. Count a degree for alcohol for every year, and the good stuff starts at 40. And our demented, deluded Parkinsonian elders aren't sick. They're just drunk on longevity, knowing the hangover will be a coffin sleepover in their Sunday pajamas, while the moon shines overhead. Artists go where people fear to tread, straight-faced into the madness, be it light or dark, be it an emanation of the soul or the spirit of a flower, curved in marble, dressed in stone, a shadow play of colors. Madness juxtaposes normality, not reality, for our systems of sustenance are beyond insane, yet we survive, but to thrive takes wisdom beyond days of old, closing the circus and closing the circles. As the masses unfold, clear-cut matter, carbonated thoughts, emotion will spell us out beyond the dark as the species human bites through the umbilical cord and the bats are released upon the flies of days long gone. We are the pioneers of beauty as was and is forevermore. Artists go where people fear to tread, the pioneers of beauty and despair. Madness raging like a quiet storm through rush hour, sanitation-area approved sanctuary, sanity, salvation. Sorrow for the ones left in despair. Do we return semper fi, life after life, balance? Or do we equate and say human learn to live, heart learn to give, so you may receive your own blood as nourishment and sweet salvation replenished, salty with the tears of millions, the million tears of one, the million minds, neurons firing in my brain. I like fireworks nor bombardments, so what are these flashes in the dark of night? Do we decay so fast they've lit our funeral pyres yet in the noontide of our lives, while we lay snoring after yet another white night spent in the dark side of our soul? Artists go where humans fear to tread, into the world, into the within, beyond madness and despair, where normality is but a signpost pointing the way to boredom and prepubescent euthanasia, where cocaine lobotomies and benzodrine cockburns are but casual roadkill and not worth the funeral, where demons seldom go because it's too beautiful and yet scary, eerie light, no gravity. Artists dream and then see the world beyond their dreams, your dreams, our dreams, dream reality. The reality is where the world where art is born. Reality is the world where I am from. Reality is the zone where I am bound, the psychedelic questing cosmonaut. Would you care to breathe my breath, feel my mind, taste our spit, live our death? Forevermore returning to the last soul is truly self-saved, till with good intent to row to warm fires and cold gazes is no longer paved, till the admiring bewilderment of the final primal artista is in exulting simple ecstasy irreversibly satiated, and the gong can be swung with a bright fresh big bang. Swing the pendulum of fate and time over this beastly abyss, this crevice ripping through my life like first breath burning the lungs. Swing the pendulum of risk in colors like pink shoes on a garden swing, a time-skipping tango clock keeping me twirling and looping, the space monkey ballerina pirouetting on a fragile beam of moonlight. Artists go blindly, proudly shrieking with fear, begging for forgiveness and fame, an understanding muse, while the dominatrix binds her vision slaves tightly to her ever-bleeding breast and the night comes on. In the dead of dawn, artists go and cast their smiling shadows to the sun. Artists go where people never wake no more, the folly fucking fight, the rush for life, upon realizing its mortality favors singularity and defiance. Only your first and last breath are ever truly your own, and with that comes the instinctive understanding, overacting, understating, orgastic dancing of fantastic vitality, virility, vibrancy. We paint with the bile of non-existence. We sculpt the spasmodic cramps of the human species body. We sing your anguish, dance your fear. Where we go, where you come from, run from, through the roots, beyond the branches, forevermore transgressing the boundless human being genome. Artists go forever, wherever, whomever, whomever, you, me, it, us, they, the they, those, choose, chose, be. Be free to be an artist, living art. The art of life is just to breathe in harmony to your baseline heartbeat, tuning to your biorhythm with earth heartbeat, backbeat. Once in a while, every now and then, and best regularly, you should cry. You should cry, overwhelmed with happiness. Otherwise, you're just not paying enough attention. I mean, who needs pills when you can have ecstasy breezing in on the morning air as the salt settles on your lips and the tide slowly rushes in and out and in and out, and all is overladen bliss. Attention, the first currency, that first investment to an infant's life, that first acknowledgement of visceral motivation and primitive need. Attention, the currency of slaves' blood and fashionistas' nail varnish, wailing babies and fancy cars, of blaring billboards and bloody noses, the currency of innocence lost and first blood drawn from a rose, the value of dress, stage, and audience, the exchange rate for respect, love, and prosperity. Attention, the channeling, banking of our species' energies, emotions, directives, flaws, laws, flukes, nukes, and finger-licking foolhardy cleverness. Attention, the currency of life and death. And why do we cry at funerals but for ourselves, having to cope with existence with one less affiliate link in our chainmail defense against non-existence? Because we'll miss their attention and somehow feel we should have paid them more. Stand to attention as life walks past, salute the torch and the sight alike, and pay close attention to the signs written in the light of the many suns far away. We value frequency of intimacy, the high pitch of special moments, and the ciphered bass of every night's dreamy kiss. The tonality of respect and the embellishments of laughter on a night out or in the paling dawn. The currency in any coin, card, bit, or worn out wad of cash is attention, 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 attention. It is therefore the main, first and foremost thing, feeling, enterprise, motion, commotion, dance, folie à tous to share, yet keep personal, individual, intimate, and true. Attention is one of the many names of love and a nourishment to the soul, in flavors of health, wealth, and simple understanding, nurturing, uplifting each other to bask in the sun like the lazy lizard in our skull. Sickeningly over sweet candy-colored attention that turns your stomach and rots away the true taste in life. Pay attention to the difference in color between sunshine, gold, and piss. Attention, the currency to survive and thrive. Who's banking? Who's printing the cash and stock bonds of plain, pure, unadulterated, undervalued, overcharged, bite through the coin, file and clip off the edges, handed down attention? That torchlight of the soul beaming out over the abyss between actor and audience, that give and take fire of life, bell pepper in the bowl of daily life spice, that harissa to the honeydew of love nights, that proudly erected lighthouse of a hard-on for God's glory and beastly orgasm, while the snarling, startling winds growl with affection, and the spray bites you in the face, turning the dancing marker buoy lights into a kaleidoscopic labyrinth, a wired web of weird, a maze to which you better pay attention. All your attention, if you want to make it past the sandbar, the taxman, the sweeping current, the swiping masses, the customs post, the Sunday passing fool's roast, the manically depressing crowds, like gulls, hawks, vultures swooping down on struggling biped vessels with shouts of fear and shrieks of normalitis, the deadliest disease scorching this planet since pestilence and the plague got bored of playing outside with Lady Cholera and Master Famine. Just pay close attention to what you pay attention to. Because the hard cash of true attention is your daily life, your reality, your driving dreamscapes, be they white nightmares or dark stallions or purple ponies in the sunny rainbow moonlight. Hard-ass dreaming in the midday sun. Hard-ass dreaming in the midday sun, close by overhead, dream at the zenith of your heart and the azimuth of your desire. Be passionate for life and learn to mix emotions like cocktails, nutty salads, deeply baked secret magic cakes and long bubbling, slowly settling stew, the witch's brew of being, every feeling, all the time. With as diverse opinions as feathers on the wing, smoothly dancing, ducking, diving, priding, and prowling on and through the stages of life and death's cataclysmic due way we call the struggle for survival, the drive to thrive, the jazz and jive, the roll call thunder from the sky, the revolving doors beyond the veiled shrouds and shrines of times immortal and amoral, till all has been seen as the normal, and its every counterpart, every action and its influence done and undergone and reciprocated in every way. How many lifetimes would you need? biting the bullet till the snake bites its tail. The time dragon enfolding the heavens in its wings as the fiery breath of the space dragon boils up the cosmic soup, and death hands you another ladle of life from a cauldron of unfulfilled desires, unachieved experience, unfinished business, and love for more and less of everything, everybody, every drop of ore soup that drips from the leaves of the cosmic tree of life, that turns every attacking axe into a branch as soon as it strikes and touches its lead and golden bark. Life is ever devouring, digesting, seeding, pollinating, gestating, birding, decaying, creating, self-destroying, self-liberating life. So grab yourself a handy happy hammock and go swing from your favorite branch, be it in shadow or fresh in the highlights of the sun close by or the many suns far away. Hammocks are the way to swing. Wake up. Wake up to the dream time.